Hi everyone, it's Jaya here from Epicenter Healing. So today you can't see the usual scenery in my video. I decided to do a blank screen. And the reason for that is because words have their own power and words also can drop into our consciousness. So the purpose of today's video, not having any visual stimulus, is to actually train our ears that whatever sound or words that we hear in our day-to-day life, we can start to understand which words we want to take on and which ones we don't. So let me explain again. By shutting off the visual, so closing down the senses of the eyes and really focusing just on my sound, my voice, my frequency, my tone, my words, we are training our ears as a greater sense organ. So I've also got a video on our channel, which is the power of the spoken word, positive versus negative. So you can see that I'm really going into this trend of words and their power, not only their power, but their effect. So the effect of the words around us can literally manifest our destiny. The power of the words can shape the way that we think on a very deep level. The power of the words can literally stick to us if we are not aware of what we're listening to. So I'm going to go straight into it. How can we start to train our ears, our hearing, to take on what's best for us? So here at Epicenter Healing, we are centered around the positive growth and transformation of the soul. We are focused on getting you unstuck, either through our one-to-one sessions, which you can book on our website, which is www.epicenterhealing.com. Or if you don't want to book with us, you can just have a look through our channel. It's free, and we put our 100% effort into our channel and into the videos. And I know, Mukesh also knows, he is the co-founder and creator of Epicenter Healing. He also puts in 100% effort. And even in our sessions together where we're discussing the next business proposition, or if we're discussing the next research material or something, we always put in 100% effort. So, an example of how we can increase our hearing, increase that sense of sound to take on that which serves us the most, we need to start to be conscious. So conscious of our environment, conscious of our behaviors and who we're sitting with, conscious of our words that come out of our mouth, and conscious of whoever is talking to us. And it's a lot easier than maybe what it's seeming, because the amount that I'm talking around the topic. But literally, once your awareness increases, everything becomes automatic. Just like when you start to drive a car, in the beginning, when you're doing your tests, it's difficult because you're constantly just focused on, okay, I need to move the gear stick. Have I readjusted the mirrors? I'm going back to my own driving days now, when I started to learn when I was 17. And it's a very exciting moment in life, actually, for anyone who drives. And if you don't drive, I would honestly encourage it, because it gives you such a different sense of freedom, an unimaginable freedom, actually. If I look at the profound freedom that comes with driving a car, you know, it's very liberating to your soul as well. You can just get up and go when you want to go. But anyway, back to the example. So when we're driving a car, in the beginning, everything is, you know, it's not automatic. We're conscious of it, but we're having to learn. And then after some time, driving the car becomes automatic. And this is the same thing with training our hearing to take on everything that's going to serve us. Eventually, it will become automatic. So I'm going to go into an example of if you are sat in an environment such as a busy office and there are many stimuli around in your environment. So say there's lots of sound, there's a radio on, somebody's put the kettle on, they're making coffee, somebody's talking about the weekend, someone's talking about an outfit, someone's talking about wine. There's so much happening, and it can create a sort of chaos in your auric field or inside your body if you're not aware of it. But now that you've listened to this video, whether you like it or not, you'll be aware of it. You've been drawn to this video, so this is going to help you to ascend spiritually for yourself, and not only to ascend spiritually, but also to give you a life with more fulfillment and betterment. Because once you become conscious of your environments, you're able to steer your own destiny. There's another video on our channel called Our Response Directs Our Destiny. I'd urge you to watch that video because it follows on from this video. And now that you're aware of those different stimuli in the office, you can start to filter them out. So you can consciously choose, okay, I'm going to filter that weekend conversation out. I'm going to filter out that kettle. And once you continue to do this proactively, and definitely do this when you're in an overly busy setting next time, you'll be able to see how much control you have over your own energy center, or your own soul, or your own spirit, or your own vibration. And you can literally focus on what you want to take in through your ears or your senses. You choose to only take in what you want to take in. So if you take in things which are of a more positive nature, a higher vibration nature, things of like joy, things of focus, your vibration will increase. If you take on things like gossip, so I'm not saying it's not interesting talking about the successes of people or talking about how people have done such great things, but if a person engages in gossip, which is criticizing or negative in nature, then this will start to actually dampen your own vibration and bring it down, and it will bring your soul light down. So there's a lot of power in this video in terms of what you choose to take in, what you choose to focus on, and what you choose to engage in, and the power of the word and the power of the environment and what it can do for your life and your destiny. So another example is when we're having an argument with somebody who is very angry or very upset with what we are saying, but we believe what we're saying to be true. So our response will then direct the destiny from this conversation. So if, say, a person starts screaming at the person that's criticizing them, chances are you might sever the relationship, which means you've created a break in your destiny, which means you've created a break in your life journey, and you're going to have to redirect. But if you're smart enough to understand that if this is happening, it could be a mirror, meaning it could be a reflection of me, which means it's an aspect that I need to work on, then you can respond appropriately, which is usually just in a very normal manner, neither positive, neither negative. And then later on, when the two of you separate, you'll be able to see that there is some spiritual knowledge in this. That if this has happened between two people, there's something you can both learn from it to go on to the next stage of your journey. Not everyone's spiritual growth goes up, and not everybody's goes down. Often we're wavering. We're going up, down, until we make a conscious choice of where we want to go. I was listening to somebody who's actually somebody I know, and I was around this person for around 10 years. And just we kept sort of crossing paths. And this lady is incredibly successful and self-proclaimed wealthy and everything. She is like the embodiment of what, say, everybody would want on the human plane. Or many people would say to me in our healing sessions, they want to be just like this lady. And she's absolutely gorgeous as well. And there's one thing that she said in one of her interviews, and it was that she was at a petrol station and somebody pulled up in a very nice sports car. And then she said to this person, what do I need to do to get one of these? And the response was, wherever you go, you need to set an intention. Whatever you're doing, before you do that, you're going to set an intention. I'm not going to mention the lady's name because I haven't spoken to her. This story's just come out. So the point is, she asked, what do I need to do in order to get to this better stage of life? She started to direct her destiny, and she used the answer from somebody who is already successful, somebody she is inspired by, and she followed that lead. So she chose to increase her growth. It's a choice. And it's the same thing with our consciousness in our life. The minute that we choose to go towards something, or we choose we want to succeed in something, that's half the battle done, because you're prepared. So let's take another example of how to strengthen this sense. Let's go back to hearing and power and sound, those things together. So say if we are in an overly positive environment, right? Overly positive. It's so positive that it's almost unrealistic. So I'm using this example because you might already be aware of this, that in the spiritual community, there is some level of toxic positivity, which is fine for the moment. However, in the long run, we all have to be in a light and dark balance. So nobody can be overly positive and nobody can be overly negative, because it disturbs the balance or the equilibrium of humanity. We're in a light and dark world. So it will also disturb the equilibrium of the person and even their spirit, because sometimes being overly positive creates delusion in the mind, because we can't see correctly what's right and wrong. I have a lot of love for what is correct and what is not correct. I think it's very important that humanity should be trained in what's correct and what's not correct by other human beings. I think we've lost a really big part of that, and it's really important that we start to cultivate a sense of right and wrong again. A lot of lives are lost because people don't know what right and wrong is anymore. But anyway, so let's go back to the example of toxic positivity. How are we going to filter these things out and take on what we need to take on? So toxic positivity can be harmful because it doesn't create a true reflection of what's actually going on. So the clients that I've worked with who have often developed quite a lot of toxic positivity, overly positive nature, are actually clients who have had a lot of substance abuse. That's just my experience, but it has been that way. So positivity in that sort of manner, overly positive manner, can be misleading on the soul journey. So if we're in an environment like that, what should we do? We should literally just listen, and we take on what resonates with us, and then we just leave what doesn't, because our spirit, our body intelligence is there. It already knows what's right and wrong. We have all of the correct codes within us. Over time, some people have taken on incorrect codes. It's not their fault. It's just the way the twists and turns of life go. But they've taken on some codes. So I'm going to say, in this overly positive environment, come into the center of your body, come into the navel, become your mind, your body, and your spirit to the full embodiment. Picture it. I am all three and more. I want you to repeat that to yourself. I am all three and more. I am mind, body, spirit, and more. I am mind, body, spirit, and more. I am mind, body, spirit, and more. Thank you to the divinity in me. Please show me what is right, and please show me what is wrong. And you will take on automatically the codes which serve you, and you will disregard the codes that do not. So by codes, again, I mean the words, the thoughts, or the behaviors, what people are doing in front of you. So this can even imply if you're if you've decided to come off any substances, but you still have the same friendship group. So this is actually a great example. I'm going to go into it. I also have had clients like this as well. So you're trying to come off, say, a drug. So I'll use an example of cocaine, because I have known a lot of people in that environment who have wanted to come off it. So say if that person is still in the same friendship group and they're surrounded by all of those people, then they've decided to drop that substance, but they're still in that crowd. They can, while they're starting to filter out of that crowd, use this technique that I am the mind, body, and spirit. I love myself. I nurture myself, and I only give my body what's good for it in the long run. I only give my body what's good for it in the long run. The reason why I'm saying the long run is because your mind can be quite smart and say, well, in the short run, you want to stay friends with these people, just take the drug. Just sniff it, man. Just take it. But that is not for your greater betterment at all. It is not for your betterment. No short-term or quick fix or instant gratification can happen through taking any drug of that nature. Substance abuse cannot lead anybody to a happy life. The end of the road will not be bright for anybody on substance abuse. And knowing that when you're coming off it in that environment gives you the power to say no. And also what you'll find is you will manifest a new set of friends, because you've chosen consciously, I want a better life. I want a healthy body. Our body is divine. It is divinity. We are made in the eyes of God. It says that in many religious literature and spiritual literature. And to be honest, if you take a good look at yourself in the mirror, you will be able to see how beautiful you are. Quirks and all. Your eyes, the fact you can see, if you're blessed to see, your nose, your mouth, you can taste, you can hear, you can love, you can touch another human being. All of these things, they are very beautiful, divine aspects. Your body works so perfectly, it literally detoxifies itself. Your body just does everything for you. You breathe by yourself. I remember listening to something by Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he said that, it stuck with me. He said, you don't have to ask your body to breathe. It does it for you. And that's how much power you have. That's how beautiful your body is. So the respect it deserves is very, very high, because it is gorgeous. So anyway, back to our example. A lot of those people in the drug environment will push. So this happens in all environments. It's a tribal mindset, essentially. So people of that type of consciousness will push to retain what is already how it is. So everyone taking drugs, because that's what makes them feel safe. But it is not there for the long-term betterment of humanity. So it's in your own benefit to say, my mind, my body, my spirit, I only put into my body what's good for me in the long run. I only put into my body what's good for me in the long run. I only put into my body what's good for me in the long run. And then you'll be able to see. You will consciously take on, through your senses or through your sound, that which serves you. So I'm going to leave it there. I just want to say thank you very much for tuning into our channel. If you could subscribe, like and share our videos, we would be very grateful. We do put in our heart and our soul into our videos. And we look forward to serving you in the future and helping you. And just know that if you are going through any tough time, everything passes. We're in a constantly changing universe. And we have to just be brave enough to put a step forward. Thank you. Lots of love and light from Jaya here at Epicenter Healing. And we'll see you in our next video.